Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be finishing Dealer's Choice. So let's get to it. Alright, got the inside of the cabinet cleaned out. Took everything out here, put the labels back on it. Cleaned out the inside of the cabinet. You can definitely see they spilt something at some point. It's probably what was all over the glass. But they definitely made a mess inside this cabinet. The coin box saved the front from not getting too damaged, at least. But did end up spilling on like our plugs and our fuses and stuff on here. But no harm, no foul. They still work, I guess. I prefer if they did spill soda on it, but I mean, as long as it still works, I'm not going to complain too much. Got my plunger or launcher, whatever you call it. I don't know the pinball terminology yet. I'm still pretty new to these things. But I've got that taken out. I need to work on that still. And then I still need to fix our chime box, which doesn't sound great at the moment. So I've got stuff to do, but I don't know, I'd like to be able to work on the playfield if at all possible. But, oh well. So we'll go ahead and throw this back in and just start working on the next thing. Alright, I've played it for a little bit now that I've got it all set up, and I've noticed a few issues, partly just due to me not knowing how to work on these things, but I didn't tie down these flipper bets quite hard enough to where when I shoot, you can't really tell, but if you're playing it and it's hitting a ball, this top flipper is not quite hitting with very much gusto. Same with this top flipper here. So I need to tighten down the screws holding these in a little better. We also have an issue to where here, if I single ball. There we go. Anyways, if I sink a ball and I hit one of these, it flips on our Joker. Not sure why it does that. I know the logic for these are held on the same little rail next to each other, so maybe that has something to do with it. But that shouldn't be the case. And then also, all these rollover buttons, number 6, is not super sensitive. The rest of these, if they get pushed down at all, they activate. 6 does not, so it's very hard to activate number 6. So we're gonna flip the playfield up and try and fix these issues, and hopefully after that we will be done. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Alrighty, well I think we got her cleaned up pretty darn well. She looks great. Playfield cleaned it really nicely. Back glass looks really good. It's got a little speckling and it looks like it's thinking about delaminating, but we hit it with some triple thick potter's glaze on the back so it shouldn't peel up in the future. I think it just looks really good for being in a barn, or not really a barn. It was in a garage, and then had been in a basement flood prior to that. But it looked pretty rough, let's be honest. It hadn't been played in a while. It wasn't playable for a while, but I think it cleaned up really nicely. And for never having worked on a pinball machine, I think I did pretty darn good to fix it up. I'm sure there's some things that you can glean from the videos that wasn't probably proper, but I'm learning. If you have anything I should have done differently or I should do instead of something, absolutely let me know. I'm always willing and open to learn. I don't know everything about working on these machines, especially pinball. This is the first one I've ever worked on. Arcade machines, I feel like I know a little bit more, but I'm still learning. I don't know everything about working on these things either. So absolutely let me know if you have some critiques or criticism. Even if it's not pertaining to pinball or arcade machines, if it's just how I film the videos, let me know. I'm always happy to learn something new. But with that, I'd say let's go ahead and just do a quick overview of the game and record some gameplay footage of it. So here we go. Alrighty. Alrighty, this is about the best angle I could get. It did have a bunch of glare from that headboard, so we'll go ahead and try and see if we can break 35,000 or so. See if I can show off at least most of the features of this game. Oh, that wouldn't have been a fun feature to show off. How to knock it straight into the outline. Ah, food. We advanced the bonus pretty well, though. We're at 8,000 now. Ah, right in the outline. Okay, 15,000, not terrible. No, right in the outline again. Alright, we're at 19. Okay. No, dang it. Okay, not bad. We're on ball 5, and we're at 31,900. So I think we can get that. I think it's not too far off for us to get that 35. It's manageable. We're almost there. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna get 35 though. We got 36. 36.30. I'll take it. That's good enough for me. It's a worthy play for a quarter. Dang. This is a pretty rough pinball machine. If that ball, if it's going slow enough and it's rolling past one of these, it'll get caught in those inserts for the bonus. And it'll just go straight down and drain. So these inserts make it rough, and then it's super easy if you're using this right flipper at the bottom. You let that ball get to the tip of it, and you shoot that ball up here. It hits that rubber and goes straight down your outlane, and you lose the ball. So it's a pretty rough pinball machine. It's not super It's not super kind, but it's really fun. I've been having a blast with it. Certainly not a crazy valuable pinball machine, but I think that's all the better for one to start with. I think it's definitely a great pinball machine to start working on. EM especially, if you're going to start working on them, I would start with an EM because there's not much that goes wrong with them, aside from just like the contacts getting dirty. Now, if it's had a fire inside of the cabinet, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole because you're going to have a really hard time getting that fixed and rewiring the whole machine. But yeah, I think this is an awesome little cabinet. I mean, it cleaned up really freaking well. I mean, you can see how well that playfield cleaned up compared to how it looked before. That coin door cleaned up really nicely. I was worried about it having some rust on it, but it really didn't have much of anything. But yeah, I think this cabinet really cleaned up nicely. And I'm super proud of the work I managed to put into it, fix it up, especially for never having worked on one before. I think that's gonna about wrap it up for this video, guys. I appreciate you sticking around and watching. I may do some more pinball machines in the future. I quite enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. It's definitely a challenge, but I really enjoyed it. So I'll probably do some more in the future if I can find some for a reasonable price. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.